Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück bei Trails into Reverie. Oder Trails to Walk, wie es da oben links steht. Wir gehen zum Lloyd. Ich muss jetzt das nochmal machen mit der Grace. Keine Ahnung, das Autospeichern, glaube ich, war gar nicht irgendwann nichts dabei. Das war so ein Crossbell.
Oh, there it is!
Ah, das ist ein Urlaubs- oder Haus, bitte. Medical College.
We should be safe to dock. I don't see any signs of the Iban Defense Force.
Then we're good to go.
Wir gehen dahin, weil? Und warum sind wir nur zu zweit? Ah, Dryland. Didn't realize it would take so long. It doesn't seem all that interested in surveillance outside of the city. Rufus must be feeling pretty cocky if you ask me. Thought they might relate it against America after the last run-in, but that never happened either. Don't know how to feel about that, it's like he doesn't even see us as a threat. Naja, nachdem was der alles für Fuzis hat und die ganze Stadt jetzt auf seiner Seite, wahrscheinlich interessiert es sich keinen Scheiß für euch momentan. But I guess we should look in a gift horse in the mouth. That overconfidence will be his undoing. Is that right, Kia? Yep, he won't know what hit him. But I'm still kinda worried about Risha. Yeah, so am I. Yesterday, America after the ancient battlefield.
I'm so sorry. I just don't know what came over me. How could I ever think of betraying you like that?
It's okay, San-san. You can't keep blaming yourself. If anything, I should have known something more was wrong. I'm a terrible friend for not realizing that you were struggling so badly or being manipulated. And Elia means the world to me. I should have been able to tell something was amiss.
Risha.
Thank you all for coming to our aid. I don't know what we would have done if you hadn't shown up when you did. Really, thanks.
Don't mention it. Glad we could make it in time. The one you should be thanking is Zeit. We were looking into what the EDF was up to when he told us that you were in danger.
Did he now? Still, it's not like you to be modest, Wazi. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for rescuing us, Sight. You were a hero back there. And I've been way overdue for one of these.
That you have. My apologies for not returning after the operation.
You're so flaky, Sight. Do you realize how long it's been? Tio and I have been waiting for you to show up again all this time, you know?
My apologies. As a holy beast, there are limits to how much I can interfere. I am astounded at just how much you all have grown. The children of man truly do grow apace.
We'll take your word for it. It would be nice to think I've grown a little, yeah.
I'm just overjoyed to see you again. You were sorely missed, Zeit.
Yes, it's good to be back.
Jetzt haltet die Schnauze, ich will was über die Ilia wissen. Weiß irgendwer was? I've read plenty about the holy beasts in the scriptures. Funny to think it would be in the presence of one of soon after returning to the church. Shouldn't seen the congregation for divine worship phase when we first reported to them about Zeit. Can you blame them for losing their shit? Whoever heard of a holy beast moonlighting as a police dog? But I guess he can do whatever he wants for the most part. It sounds like his contract doesn't apply anymore. Don't think Zeit is nearly as weird as hearing you talk about church stuff, Walt. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around it. Can it? You'd better get used to it. Alright, enough of the funny talk. You folks ready to get down to business? Based on the info they found, it sounds like you guys already know where you're headed. Yeah, it's a Reinford military factory to the west. The Iban Defense Force has been frequenting in the last few days, right? Sure have. Most likely where the Sauber soldiers are being manufactured. It would make sense. Warte mal, wieder von den Reinfords? Warum denn das schon wieder? Ich dachte, die Mutti ist da dagegen von der Alisa. How they were able to bring so many into the Crossbell's borders without anyone noticing. The Imperial government or Reinford group would have allowed so many to be smuggled. Right, so if you consider that they were being manufactured from within Crossbell the entire time, then the dots point to this mysterious factories the EDF is connected to. That was one of the places where Sorge and Melgeas were being manufactured before the war. Sorges and Melgeas? Was convinced that the Black Workshop tech was gone for good, so... How well Berea and his men got their hands on it, and worse it looks like they've made some improvements too. Likely be crossing paths with two soldiers from here on out, so that's bad news. And what Mask Ilya was wearing also looked like workshop tech too. Also doch damit. Yes, and now they're using it to alter her personality, if not outright control her. To ask the source graduates what they know about how the mask works. Be a good idea, but let's make our top priority searching the factory and find information on the soldiers. Tells me we'll be able to fill in a few blanks on what's going on here while Rufus Alberea is staging his occupation. Unfortunately, getting here is going to be easier said than done. The factory is the west of Crossbell City while we're in the northeast. Only way I know how to get to the west side of the city is through the city. Yeah, and that's not exactly an option with the EDF crawling all over the place. Guessing we can just hitch a ride. On your Markabeth either, huh? Ah ja, die Dinge. I wish we brought it with us and it should be safe with the other squares guarding it. But they're using more advanced anti-air radars than the CDF was back in the day. Can't even see through active camouflage and they can't got them set up all the key location. Flying is a no-go. Shocking how well equipped they are. What the hell, even the Imperial Army doesn't have toys that good. Because that's where the Black Workshop factory comes into play again. In that case, I think the smart play is to make our way to St. Ursula. How are we going to reach St. Ursula from here? Just so happens I got my hands on an orbital boat before things hit the fan. We should be able to use it to cross Lake Elm and reach St. Ursula on the other side. There would still be ways away for reaching the factory from there, but I'm not seeing any better options. Yeah, let's take what we can get. That's a lot closer to the military factories than we are now, and we can find a route to it from here. There. We'll go with this. Thank you for the idea, Lecter. Your curse is set then. I will leave this land crisis in your hands for the time being. Oh, does it mean you're gonna leave us again? I'm afraid so. There's something else I wish to take care of. But fear not, I'm a part of the SSS, so it's only a matter of time before we meet again. I'll hold you to that. Take care, Zeit. Yeah, I miss you, but let's see each other again soon. Yes, that we shall. I was thinking of staying here. I want to help look after my grandfather, and if the EDF does come to the village to take responsibility and negotiate. We could have used the support, but you do make a good point. Read about how things are in the hospital, so I'm tempted to come. With that said, I think my services are needed more here than at the moment. But at least I want Speaker McDowell to make a full recovery first. Thank you, Cecil. I really appreciate that. I was also leaning towards staying here and hitting up my connections. Besides, a large group isn't going to be able to sneak into the factory. We've managed to fit us all on the boat. It makes sense for some of us to stay behind and protect the village as we get there.
In that case, I'd like to stay here as well.
Risha.
Are you sure, Risha?
That makes sense. You evaded her attack for the most part. But weren't you still injured?
Yes. Please forgive me, everyone. I just need a little time. I'm still not ready to face up to what happened to Ili and Sansan just yet.
And that's perfectly fine. If that's your decision, then we respect it.
That's right. I'm sure you'll be able to find your way forward. And I'll be happy to have your help here in the meantime.
I'd be happy to help.
A lot of people are staying here, so that means I have to go with Lloyd. Where's this coming from, Kia? It's going to be a dangerous mission. You understand that, don't you? Of course, the factory is really far away and there's no telling what's going to be there waiting for us. That's why I want to help gather in for us, and I can back you up with my order like I always do. Not more sense for me to go than it doesn't stay here, if you ask me. Well, give her some credit, she makes a good point. And I'll be tagging along too, that should make the operation a lot safer overall. My stigma should prove useful in a pinch, I don't think it will be too dangerous for her. Alright, should be glad that there are 2 other people willing to go, so I'd be happy to have you both. Counting on you, Wacy, and you too, Kia. Glad to see you to take your own advice when it comes to us trusting her a little more. Make sure to back Lloyd up with everything you've got, Kia. You bet I will. Well then, your odds of success are rising by the minute, aren't they? May you all ever keep your chins up and your eyes facing forwards. Sounds already optimistic to me. Believing in the future easily beats standing still. Sign me up for the sunshine you're plumbing. So you should give some thought to what your old cellmate said after your fight yesterday too. To help you sort things out. Call it a hunch. Good luck with your little factory tour, Bannings. May the goddess be with you. Meint den einen? Den Schrank?
We'll cut things short for today. Enjoy your freedom while you can and have fun struggling against the inevitable. You're helpless to stop us, now that you've lost your way.
Lost your way? What was that supposed to mean? Or our way? Went to the loss we suffered to Rufus back at the signing ceremony? Something even before then? Don't think we need to worry about America with Walt and Scarlet staying there. Let's just focus on what we need to do here. Exactly, we gotta do our part while everyone else is working to help us. You've got me there. Ich muss ja immer dran denken, Illusions Shattered. Ich muss ja immer dran denken, wenn die wieder erzählen, ey, keine Sorge, das Dorf ist sicher, die Stadt ist sicher, oder weiß der Geier, was ist sicher, das sind 2 Leute. Denken wir, ja, und dann kommen die mit 10 und dann ist die Sache wieder gelaufen. Goal is to finding a route to the factory. You can start by seeing how things are here and hopefully gather some information. I'm willing to bet a lot of the people from the city fled here too. You might come across a familiar face or two among them. Oh yeah, maybe. Well, let's get started. Wahrscheinlich kriegen wir da unsere Gruppe. Ikea has been assigned to tag along slot. Tag along slot. So traveling with the party. She will not take in combat directly, but she blah. Wir werden hier eventuell Leute treffen, die wir finden. Ja, okay. Ich hätte schon ein paar im Kopf, ey, mit Alyssa, Markias. Hatte die nicht sogar einen Namen hier? Nurse Lan. And you, Lloyd, what are you doing here? Good to see you again, Lan. It's a bit of a long story, but did you meet up with Cecil so she's safe and sound in America? Doctors at duty are looking after Speaker McDowell. Really, I heard what happened to the speaker over the radio. Thank goodness it's still alright. I think we're caught here for a while, blah blah blah. Oh, die erzählt
You know,
doch
I was expecting everyone here to be more despondent.
It's good they're in high spirits.
Now where to find?
Nurse Station. Ah, warte mal, da war doch genau. Go to 1F. Fahr jetzt runter oder hoch? Warte mal, das ist doch. Oh. Ja. Underground-Plattform. Oh, da ging es nochmal hoch. Haha. Und? Die Ding? Thank you all for your help. We don't have much to offer in return, but you have some snacks. I hope you'll enjoy them.
You didn't have to do that, but the gesture is still appreciated.
Yeah, I've never fixed medical equipment before, so I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up.
You could have had me fooled with such fine work. You both did splendidly.
That's right, I don't know what we would have done without you. Have escaped if it weren't for you. We're likely to brainwash by the Supreme Leader like all the others. It happened to all of them.
I believe I owe you an apology. A big one. None of this would have happened had we protected everyone at the signing ceremony like we swore to. If only we'd been stronger.
Hey, come on, Tio.
Oh, Tio.
No, this isn't your fault. That's right, no one is blaming you for what happened. Jetzt kommt der Lloyd ins Spiel. Looking back, I don't know what more you could have been expecting to do.
Look, Lloyd, it's Tio!
I thought she might come here. Thank goodness she's all right. It looks like they're talking to evacuees from the city.
Hold on just a minute.
Yeah, things were doomed from the start. And finally dawned on me too. No why we ever thought we could be truly independent, it's hopeless.
Huh?
What's gotten into you guys all of a sudden?
It's obvious, isn't it? Supreme Leader never would have occupied us again if we just obeyed the Empire like we used to. Have to be afraid of the EDF had we not dreamed of independence. And when you think about it, everything was better when we were Imperial Province. Even the economy was booming. Why give all of that up? Why did we ever want to be independent?
Hey! Get a hold of yourselves! What is wrong with all of you?
There really isn't any need to be so pessimistic.
Supreme Leader and EDF aren't all we have to worry about either. Those huge machines. They even have the old presidents backing everyone in the city is enthralled by them. There isn't a shred of hope things are going to get better anymore.
No, that's not true at all. The SSS is going to keep fighting. We have allies we can depend on. The CPD, CGF, and even our friends from outside Crossbell. There are people who will surely help us. We won't allow you to suffer like this. We'll be the ones to put an end to it.
Tio.
Tio, you shouldn't...
We used to have hope too, thanks to you, or at least we thought we did. Whenever it was the Mafia or that cult, or even when our major became a dictator, we kept on believing. Even pre-occupation or the war made us lose hope. In the end, it was all for nothing. The signing ceremony made us realize that. What we had was never hope to begin with. It was just illusion, and that made it even more painful once we accept the truth. Again and again and again and again. Over and over and over and over.
We were never hope to them?
That can't be true. We can't just give up and...
Stop, please just stop. Can't you see we're just tired of all this? You've got no right to talk to us about ending your suffering. If you hadn't arrested President Croix, we would have already had everything we ever wanted.
Everything we did was...
Can you all hear yourselves? You're completely full of it.
Aren't you?
Lloyd, Kia, Wazzy.
Hey, you guys are all right.
I was one of the people involved in that arrest, so let me make something perfectly clear. Letting Dieter Croix go free for what he did over 2 years ago was never an option. He attacked the city, had the speaker detained, and even tried to take over the entire continent. Dieter was arrested in accordance with state law. The same as any Crossbellan would have been. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, but what about? What about Crossbell? They had a responsibility to do what was best for us.
A responsibility? And why is that? Because you made them your symbols of justice? Because you decided they were your heroes? The SSS is just a division of the Crossbell Police Department. Nothing more, nothing less. You have no one to blame but yourselves for thinking any different. Their purpose isn't to make all of your problems go away.
No one thought.
I know it's been a long 2 years. 2 years where all Crossbellans could do was powerlessly watch the Empire trample over their pride. It's natural to wish that a savior would appear and solve everyone's problems. But personally, I never wanted to see Crossbell come to that. What Crossbell has given me is irreplaceable. Friends and family that mean the world to me, like Lloyd and Vald. So it pains me to see this as someone who's come to love Crossbell more than his old home.
Wazzy.
The SSS chose the path they did because they wanted a little girl to be free. But that same little girl couldn't help but feel it was her fault when she saw Erebonia invade and take over her home. Because she knew that none of it would have happened if she didn't exist. Kia, no. But she wasn't the only reason they chose the path that they did. The SSS had also seen how strong Crossbell became, facing adversity over and over again. They knew that if they chose any other path, the efforts and sacrifices of so many would be lost. Their home would never be the same. And they, along with that little girl, believed from the bottom of their hearts that all of Crossbell would overcome it for the better.
She's right. That was what we decided.
I want to answer the trust they placed in me however I can. I was all alone once, somewhere very dark. It's because of everyone around me that I have so much to be thankful for. The SSS and the people of Crossbell made me into the person I am today. So now I want to fight to help them. That means I'm here to pave a path forward for all of you too. And on it, I just know we'll see brighter days, because it was Crossbell and its people that taught me the strength to persevere.
A path forward. Maybe she's right, it could be too soon to be giving up hope. It's true we've been through a lot of hard times before, but Sue's experience has made us who are we today. Yes, you're right, its part was make Crossbell what it is. Maybe we are stronger than we give ourselves credit for.
Look!
It's disappearing.
It looks like we're the ones who should be apologizing after all. No way to talk about people who've done so much for us. Not after you put so much on the line to protect Crossbell. Yes, and somewhere along the line we started taking that for granted. Don't know what exactly I can do to make a difference. But the least I can do is look for a way to move forward just like you all have. And we have to hold out hope.
Thank you, everyone.
Anyway, we should be grateful that you all made it out of the city safely. I hope you'll keep up the good fight. SSS will keep cheering you on.
We have to keep doing what we always have. That's to keep moving forward. One step at a time. Though we're not naive enough to believe that will be enough to take back what we lost. It's going to take the help of everyone who calls Crossbell home. So do me a favor and think about how you can help. What you would give to be free. And I promise the SSS will support you just as much as you've always supported us.
The SSS and their allies then bid farewell to the citizens and left the rooftop. Inside, a familiar nurse agreed to let them use the nurse station to talk and decide what to do next. Ja, bei uns fehlt immer noch 2 Charaktere.
Dio. Sorry I kept you waiting again. I'm glad you're okay.
Do you hear yourself? I'm the one breathing a sigh of relief. Your injuries seemed so severe. And then we were all separated.
So that's what this is all about. I can't imagine how tough it's been for you 3 being kept in the dark. Thanks for worrying about me. I know it couldn't have been easy.
It never is. You're always so reckless. But I knew you'd come looking for me again. Lloyd, I'm so glad you found me.
Wasn't gonna stop till I did.
Aww.
Would you listen to them go on and on?
I'm so happy for you, Dio.
Der Typ, Alter.
Would you knock it off with the crying already?
So you head for the Reinford military factory to the west? Feeling that might be it. You did? Must be what you 3 have been doing here then. Precisely, the Chief, Yona and I have been looking into some suspicious information surrounding the factory. Not to mention, he spotted a certain sketchy professor amidst the chaos of everyone fleeing in the city. Der schaut doch schon aus wie so ein böser Professor. You mean that slime balls that supports the illegitimate regime from 3 years ago? Ouroboros 6 Angus? Was? Professor F. Novartis, the head of the 13 factories. Feeling the society was involved. His specialty is applied science, right? He is the one in charge of all the crazy powerful tech. In addition to being the engineer who completes the first generation ions. The involvement could explain what new Sauber Soldat model and that strange mask. That's why we've had our attention placed on the military factory. Good thinking. It's looking more and more like that we can uncover something to help our investigations there. Have you 3 found an infiltration route? Just so happened we have. Jonah and I looked into it. There was a cargo line while the factory was still under construction before the war. And feed directly into the underground railways that connects St. Ursula. Well, that's convenient. Almost too good to be true, but I trusted with TU's the source. Heads there right away. There's no time to waste, the sooner we uncover what's really happening, the better. Yeah, since the church isn't going to look on the other way, it turns out the society is on the one orchestrating this incident. There's no telling the extent of that Alvaria fellow's plan, but it's high time we shed some light on what's really going on. Sure, we go to the bottom of it, we all work together. Just try not to get caught, will ya? Don't let all that hard work we did go to waste. Don't worry, we'll be careful. Thanks, Jonah, we really owe you one for helping Tio out. This is safe at Bannings, not like I did that much. So I guess it's good to see you back on your feet. You're the same obniac spread you ever were, huh? But that's part of Jonah's job. God, knock it off already. Well then, leave investigating the factory up to the four of you. Jonah and I will continue gathering as much info here as we can. Reach the underground railway platform from the first floor lobby. Got it, thanks. We'll be going now, Chief. Look after yourself. Same to you, Tio. Ja, aber ich will nicht wieder zu dritt losziehen. Burning Heart has been a Burning Heart 2. Das ist doch scheiße. Hört auf, mir so eine Fähigkeit zu geben, wie dieses Kombinationsangriffsding da, mit diesem Charge-Leiste da unten rechts immer. Nur um es mir dann wieder wegzunehmen, ihr Penner, ey. Oh, wir teilen uns wieder auf, damit du gearscht bist, Penner.
You can get to the underground station through the lobby.
Oh, I spot the door. Be you there?
Ne. What the fuck, Alter? Achso, das ist ein Zugding. Ups. Knarz, knarz, lieber Stuhl. It's my first time seeing the new subway line they built. It's all a little eerie hearing how deadly silent is down here. Yeah, all the trains were stopped after the city was occupied, right? You don't need to worry about the tracks being active. We should eventually reach where the freight and passenger line split if we follow the line to the north. Makes it our first destination. Walking on train lines like this always makes my heart race. Definitely we have to do this more than a few times over the last couple of years. Alright, let's get going. Ja, erstmal schauen, ey, gibt's da irgendwas zum Abgreifen? Hyperspeed Mode on! Kann ich da drüben hin? Ja, ja, bla bla bla. Kann ich da hoch? Schon fast zu schnell. Okay, und tschüss. Oh, doch noch fertig, doch noch benutzt. Pff, überfahren. Sowas erinnert mich irgendwie grundsätzlich an Ding, ey. Machen wir erstmal auf Buy Exchange. Final Fantasy 7. Zwei, 6 Ding. Okay, da kaufen wir mal 4. Celestial Balm haben wir noch Ding, da kaufen wir 1. Courier Balm haben wir 13, ja gut, das passt. Warum sind wir denn wieder zu dritt, Alter? Das ist doch scheiße. Ich meine, mit dem Marine sind wir zu was? Zu 100 unterwegs? Was steht der Marine? Hier ist mal 50 Mann dabei oder sowas und hier ist so, ja okay, 3 reichen.
Pretty bad start. It's my go. Initiate evacuation. Suspending data collection.
Dass das so lange dauert, wenn man zuhaust, bis der dann weitermacht, ey, Alter. Dafür habe ich jetzt eine gute Granate benutzen müssen. Mir fällt auf, ich glaube, ich habe fast so gut wie nie Granaten benutzt in die anderen 4 Spielen. Wenn ich den ganzen Mist wieder von... Ich glaube, ich erzähle das jetzt zum 100. Mal. Wahrscheinlich das ganze Spiel über noch 100 Mal oder so. Vielleicht auch 200 Mal. Jedes Mal, wenn ich die Sachen mit der SSS und das ganze Zeug, was früher passiert ist, sehe, dann denke ich mir, Alter, ich würde schon gern spielen, aber... das ganze Vorlesen. Das zerstört mich ja jetzt schon. Scheiß auf die Ratte. We made it to the junction. If we keep going straight, we'd eventually reach the city. Yeah, but if we seriously doubt the EDF doesn't have the direction heavily guarded, we wouldn't risk it. Yep, no need to rush it. I'm sure we'll make it back to the city eventually. Yes, it's only a matter of time before we gather our friends and teach that so-called supreme leader a lesson. No one stands between us and our home and gets away with it. Ah, that's the spirit.
So Kia, Wazi, a little late, but I've been meaning to thank you for earlier.
For what?
Whatever is it for this time?
Don't play dumb. I'm talking about how you chimed in at the hospital. You helped me realize something important. The citizens of Crossbell weren't the only ones who had lost sight of the truth. We had too. The SSS had a clear dream 2 years ago, when Crossbell was annexed by Erebonia. We wanted our home to be free again. But it wasn't just that. We weren't blind patriots, fighting to protect personal pride or acting on some grand ideal. Had we been, our actions wouldn't have led to Crossbell losing its freedom. Wouldn't have led it straight into the arms of the Empire. And the little girl we protected, over giving Crossbell its freedom and future, wouldn't be here supporting us. What we truly wanted, for her and for every citizen who would have to bear the burden of our choices, was for them to smile. And if we could give them their home as well, then they could be free and smile as much as they dreamed. It really was that simple.
Lloyd.
It's true. That's how I felt. And I'm sure Ellie and Randy would say the same. But sadly, I agree. Somewhere along the line, we lost sight of that goal. The more expectations people placed on us, the more we became convinced we were obligated to win back the state's freedom.
That soon turned into wanting to be seen as the very symbols of independence, to be seen as heroes to our home. All the while, we were turning our eyes away from the feelings of despair and distrust that the people had been harboring. Those feelings are probably what allowed Rufus's words to worm their way into the citizens' hearts. But regardless, we aren't going to lose our way again. We'll keep sight of our goal this time and do things our way. We're not miracle workers. We'll just do our best to make people's lives better, while others help us as much as we help them. That's what's allowed us to come this far.
Good. That sounds more like the SSS I fell in love with. And if you ask me, that's what it's going to take if you want to make it through this ordeal too. Every crisis you've overcome to date has been with the help of countless others, and this will be no different.
I think what Wazi means to say is every crisis we've overcome, because we're all one big family at the end of the day. That's why I decided to become Kia Bannings.
This is a chance for us to start over from zero, then.
That's right. We're going to reclaim everything that was taken from us. And as always, we're going to fight, struggle, and shine the light on the truth. Together.
Huh? What was that?
I heard it too.
That sounds like...
It's gunfire.
And not just gunfire either.
Irgendwas fährt oder...